believe we are now live and operational.
And I did do it.
She did do it.
I did get us back with your help.
Push that play. Let's make sure that it's running. And we are hopefully moving pretty quickly here in a second. And let's message them.
I did.
Okay. Let's try refreshing that one more time and see if we are good to go. Welcome to Marathon Makeover Live. Always fun to have a little bit of technical craziness, and
There we are.
That's part of it. Sorry, folks, I was at a deacons meeting at church, and
I just don't know how to do this. Okay, I tried. He explained it to me. I wrote it out. I wasn't aware that you could not do a test run and turn it off and turn it right back on. And
yeah.
Apparently you can't.
Can't do that.
But I'm going to learn how to do this. So I may be doing some impromptu stuff during the week just to see that if I can do it, because I don't like to not know how to do something.
Yeah. We'll figure out a more streamlined way.
I'm going to do this, and computer talk is just Greek to me.
Yes. So how many, if you're out there, go ahead and post in the chat box, hello, that you're here.
I see Lane, and I see Tammy, and I see Julie.
You see a few folks there, huh?
And I see Amy.
All right. Hopefully they're all there. And hey, you know what? We have had our first week. Get your gear on. And have you gotten your gear on?
We have some things to talk about. And I'm trying to decide if y'all are talking to each other or if you're asking me something.
How about posting there? Yeah.
Okay, Julie says hi. All right, so that I won't waste your time and let you watch me scroll back through to see if y'all were asking me something. If you have something to ask us, go ahead and type it, even if you've already typed it in the chat box. How about that? Let's just start from scratch.
So what's on tap for tonight? From our prestigious, prodigious? What do you call it?
What are you? Who or what are you talking about?
This most fantastic experience.
Confusing time. Confusing time. Well, Candace is here. Good to see you, Candace, and glad to have you back.
Awesome. Awesome.
You mean okay. All right.
So what's on tap for tonight?
What's on tap for tonight? Well, it's our very first Marathon Makeover Live for the 2014 season. The last time we were here, we were talking to our group about getting ready to do the marathon.
Mm-hmm.
So we're starting all over again. So we're going to cover some beginning things for beginners and for alumni starting back. Because
Gotcha.
we don't want to forget about y'all, because there are some important things that you can be doing during this season to make you stronger and better and all that good stuff. So,
yes.
Julie
Prestigious.
said prestigious.
Yes.
I think you're trying to think of the word prodigious, though, aren't you?
Well, the word was
but
prodigious.
I don't really use that word, so I can't help you.
Okay.
Brenda is here. Hello, Brenda. Good to see you, too. And Megan. We have a good turnout tonight.
Yes.
So week 1 is all about getting your gear on, making sure you have the proper shoes and the proper clothes to get started. It's also about plugging into the community, and it is about talking about these first 10 weeks and just what they're for, because the first 10 weeks have a specific purpose. They're very important. They are vital to your training and the outcome. And if you will listen to us, and if you will really pour yourself into the first 10 weeks, it will carry you through to the finish. It will really help.
And even if you're an alumni, you know, sometimes alumni say, oh, I've been there, I'm going to skip the first 10 weeks. No, you're missing out. it's the community. If you think back to the power of your first year and plugging in and making those relationships, and we always say that if you wake up and you feel like you don't need the group, please come. The group needs you. Your training will be enhanced if you plug in these first 10 weeks and really commit to be an encourager, to be a mentor, and and listen again, because some of the things that we're going to be covering, you're going to go, I didn't have ears to hear that the first time. And you'll learn a lot second time around.
And you know, if you're in the Central Mississippi group, we have the longer runs mapped out for you. We have Coach Mac with us, who is ready and able to help you with your pacing. Now is a great time for alum who are returning to work on your speed and to get stronger. Now, while your mileage should be low, because you really should be taking a break, unless you're about to do a race, you really should be taking a break from the long miles, and that's a great time to build some strength.
Yeah, one of the things that we heard somebody share with us, that they, after their first year, had to keep motivated, planned a race every single month, and got to last October and had a horrible race. And I didn't say it at that time, but I wanted to say, I know why you had a horrible race. If you're always racing and never training and recovering, the races, you're not ready for them. So give your body, we fall back and hover you at 5 to 6 miles. And some of you alumni are doing the Rock and Roll New Orleans this next weekend. Go and do your race and then come back and recover. Let your body, these next 10 weeks, recover from a race.
That's right. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, a little bit more about that later on. But first, we want to start out with first things first. Have you gotten your new shoes? That is a really important question. And when you got your new shoes, please tell us that you went to a specialty running store and got fitted for your shoes.
Like Fleet Feet.
Yeah. You didn't just go to a big box store or whatever and pick out the ones that you like.
One of the ladies in Jackson,
yeah,
I was so glad she brought to me her old pair of shoes.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about somebody else. Okay.
And what she did is she pulled out 2 pair of shoes, and she was wearing her running shoes that she got at Fleet Feet. And she said, what do I do with these? Well, 1 pair were for cross training, and they were those thicker leather shoes that you might wear in a gym while you're lifting weights. They're a little bit more old school for that, but for cross training or aerobics, but they're more built for keeping you from moving side to side, your ankles moving, than keeping you moving forward. I said, okay, if you're going to go to the gym and lift weights, wear these. The others were Skechers that were the real flimsy, light, almost like your Nike Lunar shoes that you have.
Yeah.
Trainers, if you will.
Yeah.
And I said, these really are not for the marathon training. These are really nice casual shoes. Put them on with your blue jeans and go and have fun. But it was neat to see those different ones, because I then said, but tell me about your shoes that you got here. She said, well, Fleet Feet set them up for me. And I said, how do they feel? And she said, I have never had shoes feel so good. When you have the right shoes, you will know it.
It really makes a big difference. And it's important to be fitted for your shoes, because all of our feet are different. There's some commonalities to them. And depending on how your foot is shaped, what your foot does when you walk and run, that makes a difference in what kind of shoe that they put you in.
So in the chat box right now, go ahead and type in the brand, the type, the name of your shoe that you got fitted with. I want to know what you got fitted with. Go ahead and put that in the chat bar there.
It really will make a difference. If they talk to you about socks and you thought, socks? I need special socks to run in? Actually, yes, you do.
Yeah.
It's very important to pull that moisture away from your feet when you're running, as well as the rest of your body. So you get all of your clothes from the technical fabric. You know, like the Dry Fit, the Dry Max, the all the other. You know, Leslie said the other day they all have their own special brand name for their Dry Fit technology. Right. But it's really important because it pulls that moisture away from your body that can cause chafing and blisters, and it can just get heavy and hot, and you can either be hot in the summer or cold in the winter. If you went out in a cotton shirt, now when it's cold and you get all sweaty, that cotton is just going to stick on your body, and that's not going to be good.
It's going to chill you.
But the technical fabric draws that moisture away, and that moisture's not sitting up against your skin.
Let me give you an example. I went running in the polar vortex that had shifted down here, and I had my technical shirt on and a fleece cover. And when I came back in, I had frost on my shoulders. Now, what does that tell you? Number one, it's cold. It's very cold.
Yeah.
But the technical shirt drew the water up and out to the outer part of the fleece instead of keeping it on my body. I was warm. Had I had cotton underneath, it would have stayed on my body and I would have been chilled. So
we've got a great question. And Brenda says she went to Fleet Feet after the meeting, and Megan and Candace and Amy and Tammy, you ask a really good question. Do you really need to get a shoe checkup? Yes, because your feet change.
I don't wear the same type and brand that I started 10 years ago.
No, I don't either.
They were right for me then, but the way my body's changed, the way my running has changed, and just new technology, yes, I'm in a totally different type of shoe than when I initially started.
Now, I don't get specially fitted every single time I get a new pair, but I do every now and then. In the fall, I've started with a problem with one of my feet, and am getting that taken care of. And I told Leslie the other day, when I saw her, I said, I will be in as soon as I'm ready to get back out there full force, and I'm going to come in. I'm not going to even wear my current shoes, and I want to get, completely new fitting process to see what y'all will put me in now.
Yeah.
And it is really important to do that because your feet do change, and you need to be in the right shoe, because being in the wrong shoe can add to those problems.
So we got some Brooks Trance. That's one of the
Yes.
type of shoes that I run and you run in.
Yes, I do.
Brenda got Brooks shoes, sports bra,
All
4 pair of
right.
socks, and everything feels fabulous.
And ladies, shoes can make a huge difference, and so can the bra.
Tell me about it.
Now, I don't happen to be one of the more greatly endowed, so quite honestly,
That wasn't a look related to.
it doesn't affect me quite as much because I don't have as much bouncage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
Ain't no
It's
Baywatch
really-
going on here, except for
There's
well,
not,
well,
and that's
there's that
okay.
skinny girl on Baywatch.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It is what it is, and I'm fine with it actually. What I'm saying is, I forgot because now I've gotten the giggles, and normally when I start
All right.
giggling, I forget.
In terms of, you will notice the difference if you wear
You
the
will
right bra.
notice a difference, a huge difference, and I have had women tell me, wow, I used to have to wear 2 sports bras. Now, I'm not acquainted with the problem, but apparently it's out there. And here's the thing, if you're having to wear 2 sports bras, you're in the wrong bra.
Yes.
So go to Fleet Feet, get specially fitted, and it will make you feel like a new woman.
There you go.
There you go.
And the question is, do you really have to get a new bra every 6 months? Yeah. I don't know if it's 6 months, but they don't last years and years and years.
They don't. They lose their
Support.
Yeah.
Elasticity.
Lane says, for a greatly endowed lady, the Under Armour with the zip front is fabulous. And I got to tell you,
guys, don't you like talking about bras?
I wish they were all zip front, because I'm going to tell you something. I have gotten stuck before.
Yes. I'm not going to talk about that.
It is not fun. So if you can find one that you like with a front closure, or really even a back closure, just a closure, just,
Yeah.
get it.
Somebody could not get past the straight jacket look of one of them.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Moving Comfort, by the way, is a fabulous brand.
Doesn't Brooks own that?
Brooks owns Moving Comfort, and Moving Comfort is more of their, what I like to call their real people line. Mm-hmm. And it's not for bigger folks. It's just for us real people.
Right.
Because a lot of us, even if we might wear a smaller size, some still need a little more room in there. Whereas a lot of the running clothes are just very straight cut.
Yeah. And Candace asks, will there be a special fitting day, with discounts hopefully, for us ladies sometime soon?
There's not a special fitting day. You can go by there, and I will be, thank you for that reminder, I'll be putting it in the email to come out. You get, okay. Don't start. Let me get this out first, because there's a funny one and I can't read it yet, but hang on. There's a special this month with Fleet Feet. Buy one sports bra and you get your second one for 20% off. I believe it's 20% off. There's $10 off of shoes, and buy 3, get 1 free for socks. Okay, now, but those suckers are hard to get off when you're all sweat. You are just not even kidding. And the thing is, they don't get stuck until you're like here. And
are there any guys on this? Guys, are any of you watching? I'm just wondering.
This is the thing.
Do
you see me?
I see you. The ladies are tearing up this bra discussion on the chat room, and not a single guy is weighing in, and probably wisely so. But I'm just curious. Any dudes watching tonight? If you are, chat. Let me know. I'm not alone.
He's feeling a bit something. I don't know what. All right. So, okay, that's our basics. Get your gear on. Okay.
And make sure you go ahead. Shoes, socks, technical wear, underwear, but get your bottle. Get your hydration running cup. You might want to start off. You may start off a cup, bottle. What was it? David Lee Roth said, I tried to run and drink at the same time, but the ice cubes kept falling out of my glass. The point is, early on you might say, well, I just grab a water bottle like a regular old
and you can
Dasani water bottle. You can do that, but you're going to want something that has a sleeve and something that you're not gripping the whole time.
But let me give you a heads up on something, because I don't want March to roll around and then you say, but I've already gotten my water bottle. In March, Fleet Feet will be having a 10% off hydration. So I just want you to know. I don't want you to get it and then go, you didn't tell me.
Dudes know better than to mess with marathoners who are trapped in their sports bras.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
All right.
Lane says removing your gear is sometimes an added workout.
It's cross training.
That's true.
Cross training.
Are there any headwear
that are no-nos? Cotton.
Yeah, no cotton.
You want something, once again, I have a technical hat that I wear. It's toboggan, if you will, and it does a great job of wicking away the moisture and keeping my head warm.
Yeah.
You don't want something that's knit unless it is technical.
Right, and when it gets warm, you just want to be sure that your head can breathe. I prefer a visor in the warmer months because it protects your face from the sun, but it also lets all that heat
and it
out.
Keeps like head sweats keeps a lot of that sweat from running in your eyes.
Yeah.
But cover the top in the cold. I like to have it a little, a light hat or a visor.
All right, so let's talk about the first 10 weeks. If you are a beginner, we strongly urge you to walk for the first 10 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a really good reason why. In fact, in my book, there are a couple of good reasons. But one is physically, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that, please.
Well, when you're getting going, your skeletal system is breaking down. It's demineralizing, if you will. It's under stress, and it's beginning, as you start pounding the pavement, it's actually getting weaker. Now, conversely, your cardiovascular system ramps up and gets efficient pretty rapidly. The mistake that many people make starting their training like this is they begin to get some real positive benefits cardiovascularly early on, and they are able to go further and faster, and they start pushing themselves and running more, running further, while their body's actually breaking down. And if you think of it as a graph, your structure is breaking down before it remineralizes and comes back bigger, better, stronger. For those of you who are older, it's kind of your Steve Austin. We can rebuild him. But you're going to break down and then rebuild, and you're going to come back stronger than you ever were. Well, if you're breaking down, but cardiovascularly you're improving, and I wish I had a graph here. When you're picking up your mileage up here, when you haven't fully recovered your frame, you're going to get out 12, 14, 16 weeks, and you will have stressed your body to the point where you're going to have stress fractures. And what we found, by holding back the reins for those first 10 weeks and walking and allowing your body to begin to rebuild before you really start stressing it with the pounding of running, you actually delay and minimize that risk of injury in stress fractures and the like. And your cardio's there, and you'll be able to pick up week 10, start adding in the running, and you'll do great. So don't think that walking for the first 10 weeks will impair or impede your potential. If anything, it will enhance your potential.
Absolutely.
We're building a foundation.
Here's the thing we're trying to do in the first 10 weeks. This is our goal. We're not really, we're not pressured to get to a certain mileage. I mean, by the end of our first 10 weeks, we'll do our first 5K. In the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot of miles. Our goal for the first 10 weeks is getting into the habit of daily activity. That's your goal. It's not speed. It's not, okay, I got to do 40 minutes tomorrow. How far can I get? Just go out and move for 40 minutes. Go out and walk for 40 minutes. Don't pay attention to your mileage.
Mm-hmm.
The goal here in these first few weeks is to learn how it works best for you to be active. How do you best get it done? Is it, I got to lay out my clothes. I got to do it first thing in the morning. I got to get up an hour earlier. I got to get up 30 minutes earlier. Whatever. Do I do it at nighttime? Does that work better for me? It's finding that space in your weekday schedule. Because keep in mind, our weekday schedule, although it will increase some, it's not going to increase a lot. It's basically the schedule that we have now. Right now, it's 30 to 40 minutes on Monday. That'll max out at
45 to 55 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. So
we're building the habit of scheduling your investment in yourself.
Exactly, because here's the thing. If we get to the end of Marathon Makeover 14 and you have completed the program, you did your marathon, you come home, and you don't do anything else, we have failed. We have not done our job. That's not good news for us.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal is that when you come home, whether you continue to train for races or half marathons, 5Ks, or whatever, We want you doing that daily exercise. It's that daily 30 minutes to an hour that's going to prevent disease, and it's going to keep you healthier and happier. So that's our goal these first 10 weeks, because if you build those habits, then as the mileage does climb, it will be easier. You will have taken care of getting into the habit in the weekday stuff.
Yeah.
The challenge will be on Saturdays as the miles climb. So be sure to follow the schedule. That's your task for the next 10 weeks. Follow the schedule every day.
Get into the routine of doing it, just doing it.
Don't be tempted to think, well, Saturday's a mile and a half. I can do that. I don't really need this weekday training yet. Do it anyway.
Once again, understand what we're doing is we're making marathoners, okay? And there's a lot of discipline that goes in that. And so think of the Karate Kid, where he's waxing on and waxing off. And he's sitting there going, this is just nuts. Why am I having to go through wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, right? Mm-hmm. And you may be sitting there going, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, what's up with that? You know, that's nothing. And you're wanting to go further, or the weekend. Why are we doing just 1.5 miles? Trust us, Miyagi, or whatever. We're preparing you with those necessary things so that when all of it comes together, you've got the weekday base and the Saturday strength to begin to do those miles when we're in week 15 and we're in week 20. And so right now, our whole goal is to get you consistent in your action, even though it may seem small and inconsequential.
That's right. So that's the purpose of this first 10 weeks as far as walking and getting you into the habit. The other thing we really want you doing, and make this your goal this week, and y'all are here, those that are watching right now live, y'all are here and you're obviously plugged into the system. I would say to everyone, get plugged into the community. That's what makes Marathon Makeover magic.
Right.
That's what does it. I see, I know at least a couple of our online, Julie and Lane are both online. This is especially important for you because you don't have that Saturday group meeting. This is your group right here. This is your live and in-person interaction, and it's really important to help keep you plugged into the group. Join us for Marathon Makeover Live. Join the closed Facebook group if you haven't already. I think all of you that I'm seeing now are on that. And set up your blog. Mm-hmm. Blog about your journey. Let us know what's going on with you. Let us know why you're doing this. When you have a bad day, don't be afraid to blog about it. Say, you know what, I went out and that really, really stunk.
Yeah.
More than likely, someone else is going to have experienced the same thing either that day or another day. You're going to get some encouragement. You might even get some helpful hints. But just plug into the community. Email. If you ever have a problem, a question, a struggle, or whatever, email us. We cannot help you if we do not know. So just really commit to plug into the community, whether it's online Facebook, the marathonmakeover.net site, here at MM Live, or just emailing us.
And y'all, let us know. I spoke to another person Saturday who's trying to decide whether or not they're going to come back. And if we know what's going on with you, 9 out of 10 times we can remedy it. And I would say 9.5 times out of 10. And as she told me, she had trained with us last year, gotten up to 10 miles, and started having knee problems. And she dropped. She never told us, hey, I've got a knee problem, my pain, you know, I'm discouraged. And when she described the knee problem, I said, oh, that's not a knee problem. That's a tightness in your quads problem called iliotibial band syndrome. And had we done some of these stretching exercises and a little bit of PT, which the St. Dominic's PTs were there, you would have finished your marathon. But you didn't let us know, and you got discouraged. That's the power of the community. You're not signing up here for just a training schedule and just water put out and a route. We are here to get you to the finish line. And it was one of those things of, gosh, had she told us what she was going through, we could have remedied it. And plugging in, keeping communication. If you're struggling, do not think, I don't want to bother them.
That's what we're here for.
You've paid to bother us. We're here to help you succeed. We get no joy in a sign-up and somebody who doesn't show up. Our joy is in helping those people, and every year there's somebody who struggles, and that's our greatest joy. I heard Billy Graham once asked, which one of your children do you love the most? And he said, the one who's struggling the most at the moment. And, you know, those are the people that we love the most in Marathon Makeover. Those that are struggling the most at the moment need us the most. So
that's right. And, you know, we're all different. We all have unique situations, and yet we're all the same. We all encounter similar problems, like the ITBS. Mm-hmm. That is such a common running injury, I guess, or injury.
It's an overuse injury.
But it's something that can be overcome. It can be dealt with, and so many people,
if you know how to address it,
have struggled with it. Exactly. So, but you just have to know what to do, and keep in mind too this as well. Yes, you're going to have a certain amount of soreness and discomfort. However, you need to address what you do have, because if you've let something go for a long time, it only gets worse. And, I mean, I know this not just because I've trained a lot of people, but because I'm one of those who doesn't pay attention a lot of times to my own pain.
Yeah, and here's a good way to understand. Soreness improves over time. It just meant when your body starts being pushed beyond where it's used to, it rebels. There's pain, there's inflammation because you're taxing the body. But it adapts. And soreness will diminish. Pain and injury remains and increases. So you're going to learn if something is chronic pain, we get it addressed. If it's temporary pain, if you went out and you pulled up the videos today and did Robin's cross training and you said, I can do all of those, and you did 2 sets of 8 reps of all of the exercises, you're going to be sore tomorrow. You won't have injured yourself, but you're going to be sore tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and by Thursday you're going to maybe begin to feel normal again. But the key here is soreness just means I was stretched. Chronic pain, I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to address it.
Yeah, yeah. If it's tricky to know when to address something, but I would say listen to Mark's words. If it gets better, you know, the soreness gets better, that's one thing. The level of pain is so subjective because I'm really good at this. I would say, yeah, my foot hurts, but, I mean, I'm running a lot of miles, so my foot's going to hurt. But if the foot doesn't quit hurting and continues to hurt at whatever level it's hurting,
there's an issue.
There's a clue. And like I said, I'm talking, I should be looking straight at my picture right now.
You are looking at your picture right now.
Well, actually, I was looking at the green dot. I'm going to look at myself now. Have it seen about. There are so many things. If you get on it early, then you can get it taken care of and be right back out there. But the longer you go without it having seen, without dealing with it, the longer it's going to take to recover. So there you go. And if you ever have a question, just ask. We will help you walk through those steps to see, okay, do I need to go to see someone, or do I need to try something else?
And kind of bringing all of this together, I do want to cover one last little topic, and that is your why. It is important at this time that you identify why you're doing Marathon Makeover. We say that when your why is strong, your how becomes easy. And I have people all the time that say, oh, I could never do a half or a full marathon. I go, okay, if the phone rang and you were told that your child was 26.2 miles away and the only way you could get to them was on foot, and you had 10 hours to get there or they would die, could you do a marathon? They said, well, of course. Okay, so what you're telling me is you don't have a strong enough why to do a marathon. When the why is strong, the how is easy. And as Robin says, signing up for a friend is not enough. It's enough to get you going. It's not going to be enough to keep you going. And so right now, my challenge to you is to take some time to figure out your why, and ask why about 10 times till you get to the depths. And when your why makes you cry, you've found your why. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not going to keep you in the game. And it's tapping into those things that really, really, on a heart basis, will solidify that commitment, and know that commitment is continuing to do something long after the feeling that you had when you made the commitment wears off. That's commitment.
Yeah, it is. And we're going to be talking about our whys. I was going to say your homework for this week is to really give some thought about your why, and next week we'll report. However, next Sunday is kind of an important day.
Yeah, we're going to have to do Monday night.
We are a Mississippi family, so we will be watching a Manning in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
It's just
go Seahawks.
It's just come on now. Seriously?
You know.
Honestly, I really I do care. I do care. I didn't think I did, but I do.
Julie says her why never made her cry.
It didn't.
How about that? And Lane said that she lost a connection. Who knows?
Uh-oh.
I hope everybody didn't lose a connection.
Hopefully not. But we're going to be talking about our why, and maybe we can reschedule this to maybe Monday night for next week.
Yeah, Monday night next week.
How about that?
I think that would be a good plan.
I think that's a great plan, and we will be talking about that. If you're in the Central Mississippi group, we will be talking about whys on Saturday, and be sure to check back with the video section, because we're going to be adding some videos here and there. We're going to have our PTs at St. Dominic's adding some videos on stretching. I'm really excited about that, and I think that's it.
There we go. There we go.
Sorry about the delay. It was my fault. I'm going to learn. Just look at that face. He's trying not to roll his eyes. He did his best. He did his best. He could not
did my
foresee
best,
that I would
but
want
sometimes
to.
my best wasn't good enough.
I would want to test it out and I just didn't think. The second I did it, I thought, oh, I know what I just did. Live and learn, right?
That's right. Well, if you have any questions, we have a forum in the marathonmakeover.net online. Just go up there and you'll see across the top forum. Go to the forum. Post your questions in there. Start a line. Let's see what we can do there. We're glad that you are here tonight. We hope you have a great night and a great week. And
we got to sign off because we got some people coming in.
That's right. All right, folks.
Good night.